Welcome to Orange County Car Injury Clinics, and what makes us so unique and special relative to treating car injuries is four major categories that are very different and unique. Number one is we do what's called high sensitivity, high relevancy diagnostics. In other words, we actually do the tests that are very specific for car-related injuries. So that's number one. We just don't do generic testing. So we find out what the problem is and the degree of the problem with high sensitivity testing, number one. Okay, so that's the first thing that makes us very unique and different. Another example, and let me share with you, let me give you a juxtaposition as an example. So a lot of doctors who have not been trained in treating car injuries, as an example, they'll do stationary x-rays and maybe blood tests or something like that. And none of those tests are relevant to a car injury. In other words, they're the wrong test for a car injury. The tests that should have been done are motion studies and orthopedic tests. That's what should have been done with muscle tests and nerve tests. So that's one example from a diagnostic standpoint. From a therapy standpoint, what makes us so unique is we have a medical team, and the therapy is very specifically focused on what's called the science of the three phases of healing. In other words, your body heals in three phases, and the therapies have to be different for each phase of healing too. And if they're not, that's what ends up causing permanent problems to some degree. So in the inflammation phase, there can be medication, physiological therapeutics with our medical team to help decrease the pain, inflammation, and muscle spasms, okay? Now, in the repair phase, that's when your body starts regenerating nerves and scar tissue. And it's very important in that phase to have physical medicine in all three ranges of motion. In other words, every joint in the body, whether it's the neck or the back, the elbow, the fingers, has three ranges of motion. It's called active, passive, and joint motion. And so when the body's healing with the scar tissue, it's very important, and new regenerative nerves, it's very important to have physical medicine for that scar tissue to heal properly with normal strength and elasticity, and to affect the nerves so the nerves they don't heal extra sensitive. Now, what happens is when you don't receive physical medicine like chiropractic in all three ranges of motion, that's what happens, is that scar tissue is weaker, those nerves that regenerate are more sensitive, and when it heals wrong, that's when you have pain and discomfort and stiffness to some degree the rest of your life. In other words, when you get the wrong therapy in the wrong phase of healing. And then, of course, the third phase is the remodel phase, where we actually apply some stretching and a little bit of strengthening, because remember that scar tissue is not as strong and it's more sensitive, so and it's not as elastic. So it's very important, because if you don't get that, that's when you have stiffness, pain, and discomfort in your activities of daily living, whether it's working, sleeping, bathing, showering, just the normal things that you need to do every day. So that's what our whole therapeutic program is based on. We have a medical team first for all the different categories. The central focus is with the spine and the chiropractor. Then it's treated, the injury is treated based on the three phases of healing. It's very specific for each phase. Physiological therapeutics and medication for the first phase, physical medicine like chiropractic in the the second phase, the repair phase, and then the remodel phase is stretching and strengthening to decrease the likelihood of a permanent injury or recurrence. Okay. All right, so that's two. Now, let's say the injury doesn't heal back 100%. Well, now you're going to need the next two categories, which number three is documentation. So you have to have doctors who are very well trained in how to document your injury from start to finish for your case, if it becomes a case, which leads to the fourth category, which is the fourth category is testimony or deposition. Is that our doctors are willing to go to court for our patients and explain to a jury the injury that happened as a result of the accident, how you responded to care, It's all documented. It's all quantified. And if is the case, show why or why not there is or is not a permanent injury to some degree. So that becomes very important, especially if there's a case. Okay, so that's what makes it that's what makes us so unique and different than just say the average, general practitioner, chiropractors. All our doctors have taken special courses. And all of these because it's a very unique, they're very typically specific types of injuries that need specific types of diagnostics, that need specific types of therapeutics for all three phases of healing, and good documentation with the ability to testify. See, that's what makes it so important when you pick doctors after you've been injured in a car accident injury. So that's what makes us unique and different. So give us a call. We're Orange County Car Injury Clinics, and you can get in immediately. Just pick up the phone and give us a call right now at 949-207-7117. That's 949-207-7117. And remember, it's covered. It's covered with your insurance, and we will do all the billing for you. So give us a call. We look forward to helping you.